Welcome to Guildford. I'll fit us in a sec. Wow, fighter jets. Oh, you better have caught that. Maybe I could turn this up a little. That was cool. Yeah, so you did. Okay. Two things. One, I started recording and got lost, had to turn around. About 2 seconds into it, so started it again. Two, I did not know this was going to start with a huge hill. It's about 1 PM on the hottest day of the year so far. Lovely town though. Just south of London. Maybe an hour and a half drive, if that. And yeah, it's really, really nice. We're just on the edge of it though, so we'll probably be making our way out. I think we'll hit some trails soon. Castle Hill, aptly named. Alright, give me a sec. My God, how did I go wrong already? Sweet Jesus. For God's sake, I should have took a left up there. Oh man, I better get a better look at this. I was just disgusting. Well, at least you got the fighter jets. But not ideal. I'm trying to, if you've watched a few episodes, you know how bad I am at navigating. And I got lost for a good bit yesterday. I'll tell you about it in a sec, but the GPS is just too slow. I don't know why it's so bad in the UK. Did they give it up and breaks it or something? This hill, then we get the trails. Gotta take the top off. It's not a running top. That's the only one I have left that's clean. I would have to hike this. At least 10%. Oh man, what is this, Wales? Sorry. Yeah, exactly. That's what I mean. But I think I'm not Jesus. Okay, the end's in sight. How do people live like this? I know they don't all have buggies, but Jesus. Yeah, I hadn't looked into this route at all. I knew there was a fair bit of climbing between here and the destination, but it looks like we're getting it all out up front. I wanted to get this town in because it's so nice. This is some slow moving and some heavy breathing. There we go. That's the top. I'd be tempted to start again, but I think he's got those fighter jets, so let's run with it. Whoa. Okay. Quick drink. And we're away. Just double check you're not getting lost. Okay, straight. And right once we make it to the trails, okay. Alright, welcome back to England. Guildford, like I said. It's really nice. Like I said, I started recording before I stopped because I got a little lost within 2 seconds, as usual. And yeah, yesterday was a nice day. After the day before being a bit rough, it was trails pretty much for the whole day. It was good. I can't remember what I was saying to you on the recording, but I done 30k, got to the campsite, and at 3 PM, so nice and early. Sun was shining and I was right beside the canal. It was lovely. And I got there and the pitch was, the place where you put your tents was massive. Loads of empty space. And yeah, so I got there then, went to reception, and it was how big the building was. Straight away I was like, because I was telling you I was a little nervous because of what happened the day before. Just that, like, this wasn't your run-of-the-mill campsite. Maybe they'd be booked up or something, you know. So, oh, don't tell me this is closed. Pedestrians to the right, okay. Nice, nice. Let's go. Okay, so yeah, I get there and then I walk up to the reception, and it's a big building, but there's no one around, so I'm like, what's going on here, you know? And I see where the reception is, and there's like a front desk with more to the back, kind of like Argos used to be, if any of you remember that. So I was like, sorry, because I couldn't see anyone, but what I could see was cubicles. I've worked in offices before, so you know they have those dividers, the little barriers, and two people looked up, and the girl in the front came up, smiley, friendly, young 20s kind of girl, you know, and she's like, what's your booking? And I go, I don't have a booking, but I'm just on foot with a tiny tent, can I stay? And she kind of looks back at the other one, older lady who looks like she's worked in an office her whole life, if you know what I mean. It's gotten into her soul. So she was just straight away like, sorry, we're booked up. And I was like, that, it's literally, I swear to God, it was the biggest area I'd seen, and there was nobody in it. Now, to be fair, it was before 5 PM on a Friday, so I'm sure most people were showing up after that, you know. But so I started to be like, oh, you know, that sucks, but like, these are full, but I meant to take a left as soon as I get onto this. Could be that one. No, right, actually, Jesus, I'm so bad. Navigating. Come on. So there's a right in about 2 seconds. No way, don't send me down that hill with this thing. Oh my days. Oh no. Okay. It says I can go straight, but I'll end up on the A45. I'm gonna have to do that. I'm not going down that. It's just to go back up. Get a good look there. That's gorgeous. What a view. Okay, so yeah, she says no, I say, you know, and it was just funny because the girl at the front, you see, she was still a real person, you know, as in, I've worked in offices and you know people, she was, the other one was basically a computer says no lady, you know, the little Britain sketch, like, sorry, computer says no. And just as I started to say it again, like, you know, sorry, I get you booked up, but I'm on foot. And I'm in the middle of the sentence. She's like, we are at capacity. We can't let anyone else in, you know. So you're one, the nice girl in front, just kind of looks at me with like a sorry kind of face, you know. And I just, you know, so I didn't get to be sorry or anything. I was just like, okay, whatever, fair enough. And left, so then, you know, on the phone, checking the nearest campsites, and there's construction going on here that's going to screw me over. So I hop on the phone and I see a campsite 10 kilometers away. Okay, this will peel left a little, yes. Perfect. Um, 10 kilometers away, and it's almost all down the canal. Because I'd run the canal a little. Like, the English canals are lovely and they're very iconic, you know. So take off the shades, don't need them here. I've been on trails like this all day. It's been nice. Sometimes a bit slow, but hang on, so we go straight for till we hit the road. Alright. So when I see that it's 10 kilometers and that it is all along the canal, I kind of got fired up, like kind of, you know, I wasn't that angry with your one, you know, just doing our job, like, but it did give me just kind of an enemy for the run, you know, got me pumped up. So I was actually like, alright, let's do it. But the campsite actually was directly south, so I'm almost level with Dover, so I don't need to go particularly south. So it was like 10k sideways, you know what I mean, like not really reaching my destination. But canals were lovely. I put on the tunes, I recorded a bit extra. That was because I had already recorded for the day, but I was running along the canals. I'm like, these are too nice, too iconic. So I recorded 10-15 minutes or so. That's probably on the end of yesterday's episode. I don't know how I'm going to stitch them together, but the one issue was there was a storm coming that night, last night, so I wanted to get there as early as possible. But it's still 3 p.m, 10 kilometers. I'll get there by 4:30 or so, you know. Oh, hang on a sec. Yeah, so I'm barreling down the canals and it's lovely, and I knew I was to stay on the canal until I reached the major road crossing, you know, and I'm going down it, and I'm about 8 kilometers down of a 10-kilometer run. So I'm like, what? I should have hit that road by now. What's going on? I look at my phone, check how far to the campsite. It says 10 kilometers. I was like, what? So it turns out the major road was under the canal. Instead of building the road over the canal, they built the canal over the road, which, so I didn't even see it. So that was very demoralising after being thinking they're nearly done and then having the full run again, you know. So I'd gone about 3 kilometers past the 3.5 and then I had to turn around. So yeah, that sucked. Sorry. Thanks, man. There's a lot of people here. But the one thing I did actually book this campsite, so I wasn't going to do another one and then get rejected. So I booked online. £18, wasn't cheap, it wasn't too bad. And it wasn't too bad, and then yeah, I got there. There was a lady called Nikki working there who was sound. She worked on campsites in Ireland for the last year or two, she was saying, and yeah, the place was nice, but the only problem was it was like a wild camping kind of thing, so it did have showers, but they were, oh my feet, Jesus, what the hell, oh my feet are stinging. With these socks are just soaking wet in this heat. I'm just not getting to look after them. What I was just about to say was about my clothes, because it was okay, this is the main road I'm going to end up on, but I think I can go back onto the trails. I'm going to try. So yeah, cold showers, so I couldn't wash my clothes with the shower. So I am officially down to, I have no backup clothes now. So alright, I'm just gonna follow Google. I'm sure it's gonna bring me to a bleeding disastrous road. What are you gonna do? Oh, but I put commute on, because that road already looks too bleeding busy. Should be alright. Yeah, so it was a wild camping kind of thing, so like the showers were exposed to the roof, you know, no roof on them and all that, and it was nice enough, compost toilets, but like I said, no heat, because if there had been heat I might have stayed there for the day, because I need to regroup. I think it's my 9th day in a row running. Legs feel good, but just the logistics need a reset. Houses. But yeah, your mum was bang on, Nikki. So when I was leaving this morning, she came up and gave me my money back. Whew. Another lovely house. Because I was thinking when I got there, and she was so friendly and chatty. That I was like, she might have given me this for free, you know, especially because I don't think it was her campsite, but she was just looking after it. So for her to then, because I paid online, so she came over and gave me cash. And I was like, oh, that's sweet, thank you very much, especially after the expensive couple of days I've had. So yeah, and then today it was 10k to Guildford, almost all on trails, which was nice, but a lot of it was sand and hills. So yeah, it's wheels and sand don't go together. So it wasn't the easiest, but it was nice. And then today it's another 20k from when we started, coming up on 4k done now, although a bit getting lost. And I tried to book again just to be safe because it's Saturday, but the website doesn't work and their phone number, they don't have one, so just gotta try our best. Look at them houses, man. Crazy nice. That's at Guildford. I started the recording originally just walking through the high street. It was slow, but a good bit of people watching. But it's such a big city. Well, actually I didn't really get to see it all, but it was reasonably big but still nice. Whereas most big cities, once they get grimy, you know, like inevitably just from too many people. But this place is lovely. How are we doing for time? Jeez, 27 minutes already. Time flies when you're walking uphill. There's a car behind us. Jeez, I can't believe that's 27 minutes already. I'm gonna end up back on trails in a couple of minutes, so hold on. The campsite was really funny last night. There was a lot of kids running around, you know. I meant to mention that about the computer says no lady. Like, this part of England, the accent, it's kind of funny. Like if you hear it on the kids, it sounds nice, you know, mummy, daddy. Like there was a kid in the campsite who was just sitting on the sink washing her feet in the sink, place where you wash your hands beside the toilet, and their parent was like, dad, whoever it was, you know, what are you doing, get down. It's like, I'm washing my feet till they're sparkling clean. And that's nice. But the computer says no lady had the same accent, and there's something about it on a grown woman, especially obviously she wasn't my favourite person, but you know, when she's like, sorry, we're booked up for the night. I don't know, could be the Irish in me, but it's not my favourite accent. Oh man, as well. So I had that long day. 10k to the campsite was long enough, then getting lost. So I get there at like, I think 5:30, maybe 6. The storm's due about 8. So I'm like, have to get everything done before then, you know. And I'm setting up my tent. That's another car. I'm setting up my tent, and both tent poles are broken, but I'd like duct taped them and cable tied them together, and the little one just proper snapped. Like neither of them has snapped like this, like it's completely broken. I also took the time as well, because it started to the duct tape and all started to come apart, so I took the time, took off all the duct tape, which is difficult. The cable ties were already on it. I did it nice, took my time. This is gonna last. And then as soon as I put it in, it just completely broke, couldn't be fixed. So I literally didn't know what I was gonna do. Unfortunately, there's 2 tent poles. One arches over my chest and one arches over your feet, and it was the one over the feet, the little one. So I just put it in just to see what it was like, and so it was sagging down. Well, I just stuck my water bottle in the corner, and it was enough to hold it up. And the tent has 2 layers, with the top layer for the water, so that that was still kind of being held up, you know. So it wasn't the end of the world, but just the last thing I wanted. Okay, oh please let me be able to go straight here. It's very hot today, but the trails have been very shaded, which is nice. Some noise at the end of the last episode as well. I think that's been fixed. I had this cable tie around the handlebars to keep my sleeping mat on, and I just had to, I think it was too tight. It's been on the whole time, but I just think it's starting to tell the pressure, so I took it off and used the rope. So hopefully that noise is better. Yeah, we're gonna have to end this soon. Coming up on at least past 30 minutes now, I'd say. look at the views before I end it. Oh, yeah, sorry for so much hiking at the start. It's wasn't ideal, but as I've said before and I'll say again, you're getting the nuts and the bolts of this, the nitty gritty. Wow, this is lovely, but that's very shaky. Oh, I need that shade to put away the camera because I'm gonna get burned. Alrighty. This is not good. Sorry.